Hello,
Yeah,
hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Um, just gonna wait for a couple of seconds for a few people to join in. Um, Hello, Deepak. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Victoria.
Thanks for joining me this evening. Um,
Thank you.
a couple of seconds for people to join in the live, and then get straight back to this wonderful conversation about African practice science. So, like I said, we'll just give it a few more seconds for people to join. I know what the network can be like in certain places, so we'll give it. I hope Deepak, how are you? You doing all right?
Yes, all good. Doing well.
Amazing, amazing stuff. Amazing. So, like I said, we'll just give it a couple of seconds and just hopefully, if not, we just get started. And when anyone else joins, they join.
It's okay.
Good. And as always, most wonderful topic of conversation starter is how's the weather where you are?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. It's not the best of
It's
weather.
my pleasure to be here.
The weather is a little bit, it's a bit grey today, but we're good.
Okay. Here is also as yesterday was there was not raining much, but yeah, sometimes it's rain, sometimes it's not.
Okay. Brilliant. And I believe it's raining season where you are.
Yeah, we are also in the same season. Raining season is going on
Okay.
here.
Good. Thanks for joining. Cool. I can see we've got quite a few people joining in. Right. All right. So basically, let's get started. Hello, everyone. Once again, my name's Victoria Akwagu, and I am a hairdresser and a mum, which is one of my most important jobs. And I'm a member of NICOS, the Cosmetic Science. So he'll be here to elaborate further on, and yeah, let's get stuck into it. So first of all, Deepak is is in Nigeria, and he's working great company in Africa, to across the continent. And it's quite inspired. Deepak, tell us a little bit about yourself, and
I'm not. I'm not able to.
we can hear you.
I'm not able to. Your voice is drifting. Your voice is drifting.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, brilliant. So, like I said, if you can quickly, briefly introduce who you are so we can get it stuck into the conversation.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Deepak Sahu and I'm thrilled to be joining you today as a guest on this live session. I specialize in African hair care and have been working within the industry for over 13 years. Throughout my career, I have had the privilege of working on a wide range of projects from conceptualizing innovative hair care products to bringing them to the market. So today I'm excited to share my knowledge and insight on African hair care with all of you. I encourage each and everyone you to actively participate in this live session. Feel free to ask me any questions or share your experience in the comment box. Let's make this an interactive and engaging discussion. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Deepak, for that. Thank you. So, like I said, for those who couldn't hear me earlier, my name is Victoria Akwagu, and I am a cosmetic scientist and a hairstylist, a hairdresser. I call myself a hair care professional, and I'm a mum, and as well, which is one of my most important jobs. But again, let's get stuck into this now. So, very quickly, I want to know, Deepak, what made you decide, or what made your company decide to set up its business in Africa, and particularly in Nigeria?
Uh, there are various factors, Victoria, like large market potentials. Nigeria has a significant populations of more than 200 millions, making it one of the most populous countries in Africa. And it presents in a substantial market for hair care products and services. This is an amazing opportunity in Africa. I will give another factor like diverse haircare culture. Nigeria, like many African countries, has a rich and diverse haircare culture with various of hairstyles and preferences. And ultimately, the demand of hair extension is very high in Nigeria and as well as in Africa. If you check the hair extensions, including both human hair and synthetic hair, is very highly popular in Africa.
Yeah.
And many individuals, if you see, like in many individual, they use hair extensions
Mm-hmm.
to enhance the hairstyle, and it's a great market.
It's a great market indeed.
Yeah,
It's a great market indeed.
and also I will say another factor. As an industry, as a company, we also like support to local industries by
Mm-hmm.
establishing hair business in Nigeria. That company can contribute to growth of the local economy, and support local industries, involve the productions and distributions of hair, and giving job to the employment. So these are also the factor.
Okay, so it's quite a lucrative business
Yeah,
being in Africa and in
yeah,
Nigeria, as you said. So you manufacture wet and dry products. Please tell
yeah.
us what that means.
See, the performance of wet hair products and dry hair products, we can compare it. Cannot be directly compared with. They serve a different purpose and different needs of consumer. I will say these are the two different category, and these are for different purpose and different needs of consumer, and
Okay.
each category has its advantage and designed for specific application. For instance, like weighted products, if you look at the weighted products, it refers to wide range of relaxers,
Mm-hmm.
both eye relaxer and oral relaxers, the shampoos, conditioner, styling products, leave-in treatment. These all designed for natural human hair, and these products aims to the clean, nourish, and style natural hair, straight the natural hair, depend on the type of hair. It's also provide various benefit
Mm-hmm.
for different types and concerns. Like if I say the concerns, people have different concerns. Maybe have like it is this category also have like for color treated, for frizz control, for dandruff, for hair fall. This entire the portfolio, the entire the waiter is basically used for maintaining the hair health.
Oh,
So
good.
if I see that in a single word, this category is for maintaining the hair health.
Yes.
So while the synthetic hair products or the dry hair products, this is to add length or volume or different hairstyle of natural hair,
Okay.
or it is kind of the substitute of natural hair in various style. So the synthetic hair or dry hair is the substitute of natural hair for various style. So if I say the performance, like
Mm-hmm.
synthetic products, basically the manufactured to look and feel the real human hair.
Right.
African hair has the coily type of hair,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a very densey and it's a very kind of kinky hair. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this category it give you like the synthetic hair products. Will give you the feel, the real human hair, because the real human hair the cost is very expensive.
Correct.
and it's not affordable.
Mm.
So this category has a potential. Synthetic hair products offer require less maintenance and styling effort compared to natural hair.
Right.
So yeah, so like many synthetic hair, I will give you some example also. It comes with the braid, which you can use it. You can make a different style.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it comes with a crochet and weave on or wigs. It is
Yeah.
pre-style, correct? It comes with the pre-styles. So it is like ultimately, if you look at the both the categories,
Mm-hmm.
it depends. Ultimately, about better choice, depends in the, as I said, specific needs or preference of the individuals. Like for
Okay.
those who want to keep their hair natural hair,
Yes.
they must go for wet hair products
Mm-hmm.
because it needs required maintenance. It is required maintenance of hair health. But
And
those individuals looking for temporary style changes or looking for different style of hair, so they might go for synthetic hair products.
okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. So thanks for that. And moving on from that,
Hello,
can you hear me? Deepak, can you hear me?
Victoria.
Yes, I can see you. I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
You're
Yeah,
not audible.
fantastic. Yeah, so moving on from that, what fibers do you use for your synthetic hair?
Okay, so for synthetic hair, we used acrylic, mode acrylic fiber, PP fiber, there are various fiber, but again, it depends on the market. So if you
Mm-hmm.
look at the Africa, every country has a different style. They have a different culture and they have a different style preference. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
different climatic conditions. For instance, like Nigeria is morely popular in acrylic and mode acrylic fiber. So when you go to the South Africa or Kenya, they use PVC or PP fiber.
Oh, I
So,
see.
so it is like the every in Africa, every continent has a different taste and different styles. So we mostly use more acrylic PP and PET fiber.
Mm.
And PP fiber we make it locally because
Mm-hmm.
it's manufactured from PP chips, and we make it locally PP fiber. While the acrylic and more acrylic fiber we import it from different sources.
Okay, brilliant. And you these acrylic fibers, how do they interact with the natural hair? What kind of testing do you do to ensure that these fibers do not have an adverse effect on the integrity of the natural hair?
Yeah, for like testing, we do different type of rigorous testing in the lab. So we do the laboratory test as well as we do panel testing and compatibility test. So for the laboratory test, we check the fiber length ratios. We check the aesthetic properties like the softness and the feel of the fiber,
Mm-hmm.
the tensile property, cross sections, crimping analysis, flame resistance, like if there it is flame, it is heat resistance or not,
Oh, that's
melting
very
point,
important.
moisture. So these are the laboratory analysis. But
Mm.
apart from laboratory analysis, we also check the panel testing, which is very, very important, as I said,
Great.
for the safety. So
Mm-hmm.
the how the final testing we're doing, like we invite a group of volunteers to
Mm-hmm.
use our products under controlled conditions. Okay, so we also use a different hairstyle, different hair types. There are type of hair every in Africa. Is if I say it in the simple word, you will get a fine hair, medium hair, and coarse hair.
Yeah.
Okay, so we use on the different hair types. By using a different data, we use our synthetic hair extensions,
Mm-hmm.
and after we apply it, after they use it, we keep on we collect the feedback of the product performance and the potential adverse effect of the fiber, whether it is impacting, whether there is there any adverse effect for the fiber to human hair.
Yeah.
Yes, that we also check.
Okay.
We that is all. We also check the compatibility. That's the compatible test.
Mm-hmm.
That should not have any color fading and it should not have any melting or should not have any damage to the synthetic fiber. These are the tests also we do.
Okay, that's really great to know because over the years and bringing in my own personal hair care
Yeah.
experience as a stylist and a hair care professional, over the years we've come across synthetic hairs, even human hair sometimes, but
Yeah.
synthetic hair whereby most of the consumers have become adversely sensitive to the
Yeah.
fiber that causing a lot of contact dermatitis, allergy, irritation to the scalp, and even which sometimes leads to hair loss. So sometimes but eventually, just all of a sudden, this particular fiber seems to cause some kind of irritation to the scalp. So you're telling us that your company tends to do all these kind of testings to
Yeah,
make
yeah, yeah.
sure,
It
because
is
that's the
very
science of
important,
it.
it's very
Mm,
necessary to do especially
yeah.
the panel testing and the compatible test of fiber.
Hmm.
Since
Mm,
it is synthetic and it's required, it's for the safety point of view, we check. Once once like we got the satisfactory result from the consumer, then only we go to the next process to before we launch the products. So
before you
that's,
launch the
yeah.
product. That's amazing, amazing. Thank you for that.
And
Thanks for
it's
letting.
not,
I hope you're all listening to that.
yeah,
People that
it's
are tuning in.
applicable. It's applicable for both dry hair and wet hair products.
Yeah, great, great. Okay. Another thing that is very important is the sustainability of your product, because again, like we're saying, it is talking about African hair and practicing the science, because these are all encompassed together, whereby the environment is of
Yeah.
absolute importance to us now. And considering the fact that the certain fiber, not just the dry hair products, which are your synthetic fibers that we use for weaves, braiding, and so on. Um, Even some of the wet products, how do they affect? How do you work towards ensuring that they don't have an adverse effect on the environment? And if they did, are you doing research into making sure that this is a problem is no longer?
Yeah, for you are talking about the weight hair products. So for weight hair product is uh, first is the sourcing of ingredient is most important.
Mm-hmm.
So we source the ingredient from the reputable manufacturer. So that is the most important. Whether it is chemical, whether it is fiber, we get the source from we get it from the reputable manufacturer.
Okay.
So that is the most and most factor. And for testing, as I told you, for the uh, compatibility and the uh, safety point of view,
Mm-hmm.
we test. We have a SOP that we have a SOP to test all the raw materials, all the packaging materials before you use it.
Okay.
Even also even after even of the formulations also we check. We do the voluntary test.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that voluntary test defines the whether you are going into the right direction or the wrong directions. So we also do the salon trial. We send the samples to different salons, and for instance, like weight hair products, I will give an example. uh, we check in different conditions because
Okay.
product is goes to the different climatic conditions.
Mm-hmm.
In Nigeria, there are, if you go to the northern part of Nigeria, there is a hot and cold climate.
Yes.
So, however, in the southeast part, because the coastal area, you here there is not much impact. And if you go to the eastern part of Nigeria, you will see different style. For
Mm-hmm.
example, when you test southeast in Lagos, in Ibadan, this
Mm-hmm.
side, we found fine and medium hair. Okay, so when you go to the eastern side of Nigeria, we found the very coarse hair. Okay,
Right.
so when you go to the northern side of Nigeria, we also found a medium hair. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so every part of Nigeria we got a different results. So when I make a relaxer, I will be but on the for coarse hair, it is always advisable to use super relaxer,
Mm.
while for fine and medium hair, it is always advisable to use a regular relaxer.
Okay.
So when you do through the rigorous testing, you will find uh, what kind of product consumer needs and what kind of formula you can use to satisfy the consumer.
Hmm. Okay. And again, so touching on the environment very, very
Yeah,
quickly, because
yeah,
oh, time is running away with us, isn't it already? You know, um, the environment where your company, and I guess in research and development with anything related to the African hair type, you're working towards ensuring that it doesn't have an effect on the environment going
yeah,
forwards. And yeah, that's the point I'm trying to do, because people are concerned now, and like you said, especially with things like the hair extensions, which are synthetic fibers, they tend to have stay in the in the landfills for much longer compared to human hair, which is biodegradable. So are you
yeah,
working towards creating hair that is hopefully biodegradable in future?
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, we also working on the biodegradable formulations. So
Hmm.
that's I'm working on it. The natural products and biodegradable formulations. Also, we are working on the plant derived fiber, like fiber. Also, we are working on the plant derived, like the plantains. It is from the banana fibers
Hmm.
and grass fibers from grass, fiber from silk. These are
Yes.
the sustainable options that we are looking at.
Good.
We
Good.
in terms of weight here, we are also looking at how to reduce the packaging waste. Like, can we use the minimal packaging of eco-friendly or biodegradable containers, or reusable packaging options. Even in the energy efficient manufacturing systems, like how we can reduce the cost, how we can reduce the uh, energy consumptions by
Okay.
using greenhouse emissions during the production process.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
these are for environment, for sustainability. We are working towards that.
Amazing. That's amazing. I'm sure a lot of environmentalists will be very, very happy to hear that, because the hair care industry is oh, well over billions of dollars. It's worth billions of dollars, and so we have to always think about how we protect the environment. It's a consistently growing industry, the hair care and beauty industry. So it's always important to see that we are doing our best to make sure that as much as we are making that profit and making that money, we are creating products, formulating products that are sustainable, that are user friendly for the consumer and the environment at large. Thank you so, so much, Deepak. I think we've got one question here I'm going to take very quickly, which says, what progress in relaxers have you made to protect the scalp?
Sorry, Victoria, I'm not able to hear.
Oh,
Can
can
you
you hear
please
me
repeat
now?
the question?
Okay, the question is from a viewer who asks, what progress are you making in relaxers to protect the scalp?
It's not audible.
Oh my goodness, what's happened? Can
some
you hear
some
me now?
Your network is breaking. Your
Hello?
voice is breaking. Can you please repeat it?
Yes. Somebody wants to know, what progress are you making in relaxers to protect the scalp? So, sometimes with relaxers, people tend to be sensitive. We have scalp burns. What progress are you making to make sure that people don't suffer burns in your relaxer formulas?
Yeah, and if you yeah, as I told you, like, before you make the relaxer as a formulator,
Yes.
first thing you need to understand the type of hair.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yes.
what type of hair people use, like people has in Africa. So
Yeah.
first you need to understand the type of hair. Like, there are various types. As I said, fine hair, medium hair, and coarse hair. So fine and medium hair, we have a regular. For coarse hair, we have super. So now, uh, as you asked me that, for formulations, so when you are formulating the relaxer, it is always because of the calcium. Because first thing, we only develop the formula for no lie. Okay,
Okay.
so as of now, we are working on the no lie relaxer, which is as compared with lie relaxer, it is
Hmm.
safe. So it has a less adverse effect. We formulated in such a way. We added some naturals in our formula. We added some naturals oils, which which protects the scalps. We added extra oil, which protect the scalps and help from the irritation. It will be reduce the irritations of it. And also, we are working in such a way that the consumer can use, Nigeria, like, even if they use a relaxer, they use a different shampoo.
Right.
You, stylist, so they apply the relaxer. However, instead of using neutralizing shampoo, they use a normal shampoo.
Right.
So after the relaxation process,
Mm.
if you use a normal shampoo, it might not be neutralized, because during the lanthonization process, so your pH will be very high. So you have to neutralize the face. So we give consumer free the
Okay.
neutralizing shampoo, so the consumer can use the shampoo the moment they apply relaxers.
Okay.
So it helps to neutralize the process, and also it will be less, if means the effective will be more, and there will be less chances of irritations.
Okay. Well, if I can add my two pence to that as a stylist, I must say that one of the most important things is to uh, ensure that the scalp is already prepared. So you have to base the scalp
Yeah.
before application, and it's very
Yeah.
important not to apply directly onto the scalp. This
Yes,
is
yes.
one of the issues that I've noticed amongst some stylists. They apply directly onto the scalp, and that causes irritation. So the best thing is to try and keep it at least some millimeters away from the scalp before actually to ensure that the scalp is not irritated during the process. We're coming to the end of this live, and honestly, I think we have to have a part two to this because there's so much questions, there's so much to debunk. But I think I just want to take this time to say that it has been wonderful having you on this live, and with the wealth of information that you've given us. There was one thing I wanted you to touch on very, very quickly, which is the different areas in Nigeria and the different hair types that you see your company works with regards to the type of product that you use in the different areas. I think you mentioned it to me when we were having a chat, like, in the northern part there's different type of hair types, and in the
Yeah.
southern part, can you just elaborate that on that very quickly before we leave?
Yeah. Mostly, I think I have already mentioned in the eastern part of Nigeria, you will see the type coarse hair. Okay,
Mm.
while the south part of Nigeria, southeast or north or east part of Nigeria, you will see the fine and medium hair.
Okay.
Okay, that is because of the climatic condition and also water. Like, when you are living in the coastal area, there might be in water the content of salt will be more, and salt always affect the hair.
Mm.
Okay, so when you're going to the eastern part of Nigeria, there is no sea. So in that, it might be, it's just a guess, but this is what we thought. Like, during our research, we have seen in the east part there are so many coarse hair.
Okay. All right. Thank you again for that. And then also another question quickly. Is the extension hair care market regulated, and how do you differentiate quality of hair?
Sorry, could you
Is
please repeat?
market regulated at the moment, in your opinion? Is it regulated? And how do you differentiate quality of hair types from the extensions?
I'm not able to. Hello.
Hello. I said
Yeah.
the hair extensions. Is
Yes.
the market regulated at the moment, do you think?
The hair extensions is a it is, I can't say is there is no hair extension market is regulated, or hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
You're telling us that there's no kind of regulations at the moment with
Now, at
regards
the
to.
moment for the hair extensions, yeah, at
Yeah.
the moment for hair extension, there is no kind of regulate. Even we don't have any standard for hair extensions as of now. We
Okay.
don't have. But however, we are working on the standards.
Mm-hmm.
But officials, we don't have any such standards.
Okay. Okay. But there's no such official standards.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, no.
Yeah. And this is why we're here, because I think it's something that we should work towards, making sure that this area of the market is regularized, so that we have quality products in the market, and that way the integrity of the natural hair is not affected, which, because sometimes some of these fibers, they are very coarse because they're produced quite cheaply,
Yeah,
in an effect to kind of reduce cost. You end up with products that are not up to par, they're not up to standard, and they in turn have an effect on the hair and the scalp of the consumer. So it's one of the reasons why we as NICOS, which you are a member of,
yeah,
we're working together with the industry, with manufacturers, formulators, to ensure that in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole, there is a high standard when it comes to the beauty industry, and so that products can be trusted. So it's been absolutely amazing. I mean, to register, please visit nicos.com for to be a member, to be a sponsor of what we do, and hopefully we'll come back again and touch part 2 of this subject. Thank you so much, Deepak. It's
thank you, Nakas.
Thank you everyone who
Thanks for
joined.
inviting.
No problem.